Okay, so today we're going to be looking at our homework once I just readjust the screen. There we go. Okay, that should be better. Yes, we're going to be looking at the homework for this week, which is Unit 4, Lesson 1. And it shouldn't be too difficult. It's a little bit easier than the previous homeworks. And it will be this way going forward too. So we're looking at coordinates, but instead of looking at 3D coordinates, which can be really, really tricky and really, really complicated, we're only looking at 2D coordinates, which means we're looking at a flat space. So simply we have the x coordinate and the y coordinate, and the x coordinate is really simple. So you can see here we've labeled it. X is going from left to right, and y is going from the bottom towards the top. So let's take a look at this. Now, for example 1, the marks have been given to you, but it might be helpful to actually draw it on the grid. So let's take a look. 1, 1. So 1 is on the x-axis, which would be here, and then 1 is on the y-axis, which would be the same point. So let's actually change that to a big 0, like that, or just an O like that. Good. The next is 2, 1. So 2 would be on the x, and 1 would be on the y. So it lands right here. Great. Next is 1, 2, which is 1 on the x-axis and 2 on the y-axis, which would land there. The next is 2, 2. So we go 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. And you can see if you match up these points, you'd make a square, right? So let's go ahead and do the rectangle. So we have 1, 1, which is 1 the x and 1 on the y at this point. Next we have 2, 1, 2 on the x and 1 on the y, which is right there. 3, 1, which is 3 on the x and 1 on the y. And then we have 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2. So we have 1 on the x and 2 on the y. We then have 2 on the x and 2 on the y. Then we have 3 on the x and 2 on the y. And you can see this makes a small rectangle if we were to connect all these points up. Very good. Let's continue. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. Now, I want you to draw a cross shape. A cross shape is basically a plus shape, or plus, just like that. I want you to draw this cross. And it might be useful to actually draw it first and then work backwards. So let's draw it first. We'll do 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. There we go. You can see this makes a plus sign, right? So let's work our way through this exercise. So we have the first, which is 2 on the x-axis and 1 on the y-axis, which is going to be 2, 1. We'll do 2, 1, like so. Then we have, let's go right here. We have 1 on the x-axis and 2 on the y-axis. Then we have 1, 2. Then we have 2 on the x and 2 on the y. 2, 2. Then we have 3 on the x right here and 2 on the y, which is going to be 3, 2. And the last one we have is going to be this one up top, which is 2 on the x and then 3 on the y. So you can see it's actually really simple to find the coordinates. All we got to do is just follow the number on the x and then follow the number on the y. And it's super, super easy. You can remember that the x coordinate and the y coordinate can occupy the same space. For example, if x was 5 and y was 5, then it would occupy this space right here, which would mean that yes, they both occupy the 5th position right there. So perfect. Let's move on to the T-shape. Now, again, like I said, it might be useful to actually draw the T-shape first, like so. And this way you have a visual idea of where the numbers are going to go. So we have x, which is going to be 2. And on the y, we have 1. So all we're doing, guys, is connecting the parts to the x coordinate and the y coordinate. And I'm going to go a bit faster now, because I think you guys will probably understand what's happening here, right? So we have this, which is going to be 2 this way and 2 that way. So we have 2, 2. Then we have this, which is 1 and 3. So we have 1 and 3. Remember, we do the x coordinate first. We have 2 and 3, 2, 3, and we have 3 and 3. 3 and 3. Perfect. Next is an E shape. This is quite long, but again, not too difficult. So we're just going to mark out our E shape first. And there's a few ways you can do it. So depending on whether you start, actually we're going to work this. There we go. We're going to make a shallow E. So depending on where you start, you could have different coordinates, but generally speaking, you probably are going to start, at the very first point you can start, which is usually going to be one of these coordinates right here, depending on the shape. So again, let's work through this. So we have x1, y1, we have x2 and y1. So we have here 1, 1, here 2, 1. So we'll do that 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2, 1. Perfect. Then we have 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Then we have here, we have 1 and 3, 1 and 3. This one here, all we're doing is following it down, 2, following it left, 3. So 2, 3. Remember to go down first, because we'll do the x-axis first. Then we have 2, 3. Then we have here, which is going to be 1 and 4. This will be 1 and 5. And this will be, once I put in the parentheses, this will be 2 and 5. Perfect. So super simple homework, not difficult at all. What I don't want you to do is just listen to what I'm saying and then just copy the answers. That's the opposite of what I want you to do. I want you to look at this if this is something you need help with, but I want you to try and attempt it yourself first before you do that. So that's kind of the explanation for the homework. It shouldn't be too difficult for you guys. I really believe that you guys can do this super easily. Give it a go. And if you have a chance, try and do this extra homework right here, which is a challenge. So I want you to make your own shape. You can make it as wonderful and as wacky as you want it to be. You can make a tree. You can make a little mini house, whatever you want. It's up to you. And you might be wondering, how do you make a house? Well, you can do something like this. And this would be a sort of house shape. Like so. Perfect. There you go. This makes a house if you connect it up. If you really want to, you could do the line between the roof and the building too. Perfect. So make whatever you want and show me what you can make. So until the next time, I'll see you guys again.